Using this method, you can find all of the issues, whether they're modeling wise or engineering wise, and you can identify them. And you can easily spot where there are any issues or clashes. For example, you can see here the sewage pipe has a clash with the joists, for example. Now, for this particular clash, we can go over to the comment section. We can create our own comment section. For example, we'll go over to the review tab, and using draw, we'll create this space here. And then we can use text and open up the red line text field. And we can specify, for example, the positioning of the sewage fixture needs to be assessed. We'll type that in. And after we're done with that, I can just hit OK to close this. Now doing this and using this method has a downside. So as soon as I close this part and go over here to the save, load, and playback field, I can see the view listed here. We can see it here, but we can't actually search for it. So because of this, instead of using that method, we can go with add tag, or you can put in a comment, or use add tag and create a tag for the field. This way it's much easier. And for the comments here, for the description, I can write in a header or headline, and I can write, for example, clash analysis, and then I'll hold Control and then hit space to skip a line. And then in the description itself, I can write in the positioning of the sewage fixture needs more analysis and attention. When you work with such attention to the details, you'll be sure of making as few mistakes as possible when you're laying the foundation in the actual build-up. Now in the project, the core concrete drilling is specifically very expensive. Now this is also dependent on the size of the project, and we have more cores if we have a larger project. And so if we specify and determine this particular item of the core drilling beforehand, our contractor or our employer can get the outsource of this file, and that alone can cut the expenses hugely. So for this particular comment, I'll put the status on active and hit OK. And then later on, I can open up the find comments window and see the tag listed here. And we can also manage it easily if we double click on it, or if we open up the view comments minimize tab, we can see it here down as well. So finally, I'll close this and the comments as well. So once again, I'll go over to the viewpoints tab and then use walk to move our avatar. Now it's fine that we lost the tag right now, because if we click on the view in the save viewpoints, it reverts us back to the tag that we created. Now these are called red lines, and those of you who have worked with Navisworks are more familiar with them. And alright, if we take a look to the right, we can see a mistake here. So we have two sprinklers next to each other. So later on, when we're working on the project estimates, this will be an extra cost. And in order to avoid that, we can use draw to make a field here where we can put in our tag and comments. Alright, so I'll open up the add comment window, and for the header I'll put in sprinkler remover, and for the description I'll just keep it simple and say the extra sprinkler needs to be removed. Then put the status on active and hit OK. And so using this method, we can just go about managing the project and working it much more professionally and efficiently. So I'll just move the character around, And I should also state another point. And so in order to do that, let's show the architecture here. So I'll go over to the selection tree where I can select the architecture file and remove the hide option. So now here we have the firebox. We can find these easily using our character and its movements. Alright, so I'll proceed a bit further. Alright, so this part, as you can see, we have the pipes and detailings that go through the suspended ceiling. Now, in order to manage the suspended ceiling, we can right click on it, and from the override option, I can open up the override transparency window to make it more transparent because I want to see how the structure is inside of the ceiling. So the sewage pipes are too low, and that's a detail that we can see using the character movement. Now all of these can be seen and regarded with comments so that the revision team knows what to work on. So we've put these in this format on purpose for you to see. Alright, so then let's see what else we have here. I'll go forwards and then we go back here, and in front of us we have the door that leads us to the stairs. Now it doesn't allow us to go through the door right now, so we can uncheck the collision box from the realism settings to be able to go through it. Then we can activate the collision once again. Now I can rotate this and go up the stairs. Alright, so we have a problem here, and this part of the stairs needs to be revisioned once again, and we need to see what kind of a structure it is here in the file that doesn't allow us and the character to move forward. So I'll deactivate the third person option momentarily, and then let's see, let me rotate this to see what we have on the other side. Alright, so we have an interesting event happening here. The route of the mechanic plan doesn't match the structural plan. So we need to go and check the architectural plan to see which one of them is causing the problems. Now mismatches like these can happen a lot in projects, and they cost a lot of expenses, but we can analyze them like this and resolve these issues such as here. So overall, these are ways we can go about fixing